Hi, I'm Dick Myers, president of Kansas State University, and I'm here to introduce you all to a new tool we're going to use to communicate with our faculty, staff, students, friends, alumni, others on important topics at Kansas State University. We know you're busy, so we're going to try to make this informative, interesting, and brief. Art galleries provide a unique collegial atmosphere where people can look at one object and have diverse opinions. In fact, our students use the gallery to do just that. In the process, they learn a lot about the object they're discussing, but also much more about each other. So if you'll just come with me for a few minutes and we'll go down to the gallery. I'm here with Adrian Rodriguez and Dr. Brian Samuel to talk about diversity and inclusion. So, gentlemen, I've got a question for you, a couple of questions. First, what does diversity and inclusion mean to each of you, and what's it mean for K-State?
I perceive diversity and inclusion to be a value and appreciation for each individual in their own right. I don't have to change who I am to be a valued member of the community. I can be myself. I can contribute to the goals and objectives of the university and don't have to worry about forming alter egos and things of that nature to be respected.
Pretty important, I think, in a college environment. People just want to be themselves. They don't want to be somebody that people expect them to be.
That's right.
That's a good definition. So, Adrian?
Absolutely. In viewing it through the student lens, it's to value each of our students, appreciate them, and that means make sure that they feel welcomed at K-State, make sure that they have equitable access to support to be successful, and that not only are we preparing college-ready students, but culturally competent ready students.
This next question may be a little unfair because you've only been here since December in your case, Adrian, and since March, Brian, but you've been here long enough, though, to sense what our strengths are at Kansas State, what our weaknesses are. Can you talk about those and what we're going to need to do to move Kansas State to the next level?
I've had a number of listening opportunities with various constituents across the campus, and it appears to me that there is a great need for some streamlining of our strategic diversity initiatives that we have currently in place, as well as exploring resources and appropriations necessary and sufficient for accomplishing where we want to go in the future. So a little bit of putting the tail to the wind and bringing all these great talents and minds together to speak on one accord, I think, is our biggest challenge.
Yeah, that's good. Thanks, Brian. Adrian?
Yeah, I think we do an incredible job in working with our corporate partners to bring students to campus and how we engage them on the front end. I think one of the things that we can strive to do better is how we provide them support throughout their entire experience, from the point that they're engaged in classes on campus, working with organizations and programs, to making sure that they move through their entire college experience feeling a part of the family. And then again, what are we doing to ensure that we provide those supports, resources, make those available to them as they move out into the corporate world?
Well, let me summarize in a way that I think words that I understand is, in the end, this is about student success. That's why we exist. Some students succeed better than others, some persist better than others for all sorts of reasons. We want everybody that comes to Kansas State University to persist and be successful, graduate, and you just described that very well, so thank you for that. So, last question. How do you two think you're going to work together? I know you've been doing that, but how do you think you're going to work together going forward, and how important is it that you work together to achieve our objectives here?
It's very important. Students are at the heart of what we do, and all we have to really focus on is creating and sustaining a climate conducive of respect, civility, where everyone feels valued. And we'll do that by working in collaboration, serving on a number of different committees with each other, and just broadly thinking about, from a 30,000 feet level, a point of view, all the things that are needed for the campus.
Thanks, Brian.
Yeah, I think it really starts with strong, open communication and how we collaborate A lot of the work that we do with students really is centered around how we engage those students through our faculty, through our staff. So as we work together with our professional development for our staff and faculty development and engaging our students, there's a lot of opportunities for us to collaborate and talk about strategies that are going to help us move the needle for student success.
Oh, I've already seen that collaboration between you two, and I appreciate it. I think it's absolutely needed. We would expect that, but you two seem to be off on a quick start on this sort of issue. I would only say that thank you for this interview. We'll do this again, and we'll kind of compare where we were here in this time frame with one maybe several months down the road and see if we're making progress and what we need to do. But thank you for that. This is really important. We want to take K-State to the next level where we can all participate, where everybody is valued, where inclusion is our byword, and people feel included. And so thank you for that. Thanks for your efforts in making that happen for Kansas State University.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.